Hey, Dan. It's Saturday, January the 16th. It's Bill's birthday, Bill Selson's birthday. It's also Cherie's birthday, who we get in the river with, and Sherry, Allison's partner, her birthday too. So I hope all of this, all these birthdays, all these feliz cumpleaños find you well, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I wanted to talk about my new toy. So let me show it to you. Right in here, in Colleen's old bedroom, and it is a bike trainer. So it's what's called the specific model is a Wahoo kicker, and if you can see, it's a direct drive, meaning the this cassette. The back cassette, that's the cassette is the thing with all the gears on it. The back cassette is actually built into the trainer, and then you just clamp the your bike right onto it. Yeah, so this is an old road bike that I picked up a few years ago, used, and it actually works great. So the kicker is Bluetooth enabled. So what I do is I actually hook it into, I put my phone there, and I actually run the app off my phone, and I turn the screen on there, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. So the awesome thing about that trainer is that it allows me to ride in a virtual world. Some of the routes that are available are actually real routes in London, Paris, New York, Innsbruck, various places around the world. There's also a made-up world called Watopia, which has lots of different rides in it. One of the rides in particular is patterned after L'Alpe d'Huez, which is part of the Tour de France, which is the hardest climb in the Tour. I've tried that a couple times. I've got some clips of the video of me trying to make that climb. But the other great thing is it allows me to actually ride with other people that I know, like Glenn and Rob and Todd and Tom DeMarais, who I don't know if you've met, he's part of the swim group, are all on the same application. And so when we ride, we can actually see each other's avatars riding, and then we can race against each other, work out together, all those things. So anyway, here's some clips of me on this. So this is a group ride that I did the other day with Todd Lundberg, with Glenn, with Tom DeMarais, and with Rob Gordon. And so the nice thing about group rides is it keeps all of us together. And you can actually see on this screen where each of the people are. You can see their little bubbles. And on the right-hand side, you can see who's leading, who's ahead. That's my phone that I'm running it off of, obviously. And it also keeps us all together, so that as we're riding along, if somebody gets tired, they stop pedaling as hard, you can't get dropped that far off the back of the pack. So, and likewise, if Rob, for example, who's an awesome biker, is killing us on the climbs, then it will keep us up with him, within a certain distance. So it's a nice way for you to get together with other people, especially in times of COVID. But right now, obviously in the winter in Minnesota, we wouldn't be out anyway. But it gives you the motivation because you're going to be meeting up with your buddies to do a ride. So we do these group rides every Wednesday night, and then we take turns creating the route. And the routes are made up of distance, elevation gain, climb, etc. So it is at times a real challenge depending on who's picking the route. Like, for example, this Wednesday I've chosen the route, and it has, I think, about 500 meters elevation gain, which is quite a bit in a 1 hour period. So, yeah, so here's a few more clips. This is the start of a race called the Tour de Zwift, which happens every week. So I mentioned the climb that they had created that duplicates the Alpe d'Huez from the Tour de France. So anyway, I've tried that a couple of times, and it is probably about a 3.5 hour ride total, with I think 1,100 meters total elevation gain. So it's going to be, anyway, it's a really long ride with a lead-in of 40 minutes. 40 minutes before you even get to the long climb. The long climb lasts, I mean, you're just cranking for an hour and a half. Anyway, so here's some video of my last attempt. Hey Dan, I'm about to climb Alpe de Zwift again. Last time I made it to hairpin turn number 15 at 440 meters elevation. I'm currently at 30 meters, not even the hairpin one. Check back in with you. Okay, I made it to past 100 meters. I'll check in again with you at 200 meters. Okay, I'm at 300 meters. I just passed switchback 19. My goal is to get beyond 15. They count down from 21. Trucking along, not going very fast, 6 kilometers per hour. And I'm picking up like a meter every 4 seconds or something, so it's gonna be a long day. Okay, 400 meters, whoop whoop. I'm beyond checkpoint 16, halfway to 15, which was actually my goal today. I felt pretty good. But I noticed the battery on the iPad's dying, so, not dying, but it's at 58%. And I started at 90, so I can at least get past my goal. Maybe I'll try to get to checkpoint 13 today, see how that goes. Sorry, I was fighting with the cat. I just passed 500 meters. Still going, not necessarily strong, but definitely moving. I'm 7 kilometers per hour, that's something. Hope you're doing something equally fun, like hiking to Pullman. Okay, I made it to my goal, 600 meters. I just went past hairpin 11. So next week I'll try to get beyond that. And maybe the week after that, I'll see if I can finish the dang thing. So I just wanted to talk a bit about what features this app has. So I just took a still from the video that I was just showing you. Top left, you can see some of the stats, such as in the top left corner in that blue box, you see the number of watts. That's the little lightning bolt with the W. And all that means is that's how much power you're cranking out. So let's say you're in a really high gear and you're spinning really fast, you're not going to put off that many watts. If you're in a really low gear and you're spinning slow, you're going to put off potentially more watts. So you don't have to turn the pedals over as quickly in the lower gears in order to create the same number of watts as you do if you're in a higher gear. Does that make sense? So, for example, if you're going up a really steep hill and you have it in your highest gear and you're spinning really fast, you're not going to get anywhere. So the watts roughly correspond to how quickly you're covering the terrain, not necessarily in terms of kilometers per hour, because that's also dictated by the variable of whether you're going up or downhill. So the next one right underneath the watts is the revolutions per minute. So that's what your cadence is. That's how many times your pedals are spinning around per minute, which gives you just a sense of, if you're training, you're thinking, oh, I want to keep it above 80 revolutions per minute, or I want to keep it above 100 revolutions per minute. The next one in the top middle, and that white one, that tells you on the left-hand side how many kilometers per hour you're going. You can also set it to imperial measure. I just prefer being, the guy that I am, I prefer metric. And then the next to that is how far you've gone in kilometers. Then the next one is that little bluish green number with a little mountain symbol next to it and the M. That tells you how many meters of elevation that you have climbed. And then, of course, the running time is your elapsed time. On the right-hand side, in the top right, is the map of the course that you're on. And one cool thing is if you touch that map, it'll actually scale out. So you'll end up with 3 different scales of the map. And then the other thing you can do is you can change your perspective. So typically when you're riding, as you could see in the clips that I showed you, it's like you're right behind yourself, looking forward. You can also change it so that you're right in front of yourself looking backwards, that you're next to yourself looking to the side, or you can change it that you're sort of the God view, where you're up in a what are those little things called? Those little helicopter deals with a camera on them. A drone. So you've got the drone view where you can see above 100 feet above you, looking down on you. And then on the right-hand side are all the what are called Zwifters, meaning people who are using this app nearby, and it tells you how many seconds they are in front or behind you, which is really handy if you're trying to catch somebody and you can see they're 20 seconds ahead of you. But they're only going to really show you like the 3 or 4 people that are in front and behind you. And then it'll also tell you how many watts per kilogram that they're putting off. And you can also see their nationality flag. So that's pretty much it. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I mean, I really, really like this thing. I've been riding the hell out of it. Tomorrow, Todd and I are doing the 3rd leg of what is called the Tour de Zwift. So what they've done is they've set up a 9-leg tour that started with the new year. And they release each route once a week. And then you have a choice of, 20 different times during the week when you can ride it. And that's, that one clip I had of the mass start, that's what that was. So tomorrow, Todd and I are riding that 3rd leg at the same time. Now, the interesting thing about that, because it's not a group ride, I may or may not see him. There might be 300 other riders or 100 other riders at that particular time slot. So with all those people, it's hard to find him. And especially, so if like the first time we did it, he took off well ahead. I never did see him. The second time we did it, I ended up passing him on an uphill, and then I lost touch with him for the rest of the race. But anyway, it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it, and it's gotten me doing something with my legs other than swimming. So I'll keep you updated on it, but that is my story, and I'm sticking to it.